Astral travel, declassified material. The outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material. Astral travel, declassified material. The outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material. Astral travel, declassified material. The outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material. Open a page, I'm dazed. All struck, appalled, amazed. The Hubble bubble in trouble, it doubles, it's about to break. The universe holographic. My therapist, she a bad bitch. She telling me to keep rapping. I tell her bitch, keep snapping. The infinite timeline, brung the rise, sound design. Deep meditation, chakra vibration, soul collaboration, secret information. Declassified material. Astral travel, declassified material. Outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material. Astral travel, declassified material. Outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material. She really like the rap songs. She like it when I write weird. She the type to act wrong and try to tell me right. She really liked me back then. She liked me even more. Now she really loves the rap songs. Every time I write weird, she the type to act wrong. She like it when I tell her. Hey yo, she like it when she like it when I tell her. Declassified material. Astral travel, declassified material. Outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material. Astral travel, declassified material. Outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material. Astral travel, declassified material. Outer body, declassified material. Vibration of the earth, declassified material.
So if you've spent any time at all on TikTok or Reddit lately, you've probably stumbled across this. A declassified CIA document that supposedly teaches you how to leave your body and even travel through time. It's an absolutely wild story, and today we're going to pull back the curtain and separate the viral legend from what the document actually says.
This is the big question, right? This is what's exploded online, and you can totally see why. I mean, the idea that a super secret government agency figured out astral projection, that's an incredible hook. But as you're about to see, what the report really is, well, that's a whole different story.
Okay, so right off the bat, here's the first big surprise. The Gateway process wasn't a CIA invention at all. This document, which was written way back in 1983, is really just an assessment. Think of it like a book report on a training program from a private company called the Monroe Institute. Their whole thing is based on this tech called HemiSync, which uses specific audio frequencies to get the left and right sides of your brain to work together.
So how did this Cold War curiosity become a modern internet sensation? Well, the whole story really starts back in the 50s with a radio guy named Robert Monroe who claimed he was having these spontaneous out-of-body experiences. Fast forward a few decades, the US is kind of paranoid about Soviet psychic research, so the Army commissions this report to see what Monroe's program is all about. Then it just sat in a file for 20 years, got declassified in 2003, and then sat for almost another 20 years before it just blew up online.
Okay, so this brings us to the really fun part, the myths. Let's dig into what you see online versus what the document actually says, because this is where the story gets fascinating.
This is the #1 thing you'll see everywhere. This is the big claim. The CIA proved you can leave your body. It's this idea that the document is the government's official stamp of approval on psychic powers. But that's just not what happened. The report is 100% theoretical. It's basically one guy trying to see if the Monroe Institute's claims could work by trying to link them to concepts from quantum physics.
but it never ever provides any data or proof. The author says it's plausible, but, plausible is a million miles away from proven. This document is really a perfect reflection of Cold War paranoia. The US was so worried the Soviets were weaponizing psychic abilities that they were willing to investigate any potential edge, no matter how out there it seemed.
And of course, it doesn't stop there. The story online quickly escalates from a curious report to a secret program to create time-traveling super soldiers. Like a real-life X-Men project.
But again, the reality is a lot more, boring. Gateway was never an operational military tool. It was a commercial program that anyone with enough cash could go and buy. Now, the military did look at it for things like remote viewing, but the results they found were super inconsistent. It was just one of many strange ideas they explored, not some proven breakthrough.
Ah, yes, the infamous page 25. For years, the version of this document that was floating around online was missing this one single page. And of course, that fueled endless conspiracy theories. This had to be it, right? This is where they hid the real secrets to the universe. Well, the page was eventually found, and let's just say it was a bit of a letdown for the conspiracy crowd. It doesn't have a secret technique or some cosmic revelation. It's just a pretty dense philosophical discussion about a concept called the absolute, which is basically universal consciousness. The whole page 25 mystery is a classic case of people seeing a grand conspiracy in what was almost certainly just a simple scanning error.
So, if this wasn't some top-secret CIA project, what exactly was it? To understand that, we need to forget about the government for a second and look at the organization that actually created the whole thing, the Monroe Institute.
At the heart of everything they do is this patented tech called HemiSync. The idea is actually pretty simple. You put on headphones, and they play slightly different sound frequencies in each ear. Your brain then creates a third phantom frequency to make sense of it. That's called a binaural beat. They claim this process synchronizes your brain's hemispheres, putting you into a state of deep focus that's perfect for meditation and, exploring consciousness. And while that declassified CIA paper is totally free online, experiencing the full program is not. What's this number? That's roughly the cost for a 6-day Gateway Voyage retreat at the Institute today. And that really highlights a key point. Even though it's a nonprofit, it is also very much a business.
And, this business side of things has led to a lot of debate. When you've got these high-priced courses promising extraordinary abilities, it naturally raises some eyebrows. Is this a legitimate tool for spiritual growth, or is it something else entirely?
If you look at discussions online, you see the two sides really clearly. On one hand, the critics point to the high prices, the courses on things like spoon bending and meditations that claim to offer telekinetic healing. Some have even compared its business model to Scientology's. But on the other hand, the Institute defends itself by saying it's a nonprofit dedicated to exploring consciousness, and that its tech is just a powerful tool for meditation, with no hidden messages or anything like that.
But to really get why a program like this even came to be, we have to zoom out. The Gateway process didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was a product of a massive cultural movement that was happening at the time.
And that was the New Age movement. You can totally see its fingerprints all over the Gateway process. The focus on your own personal spiritual authority, the emphasis on alternative healing, and especially that deep desire to blend science and spirituality, which is exactly why that CIA document is jam-packed with references to quantum physics. It's a worldview that puts your personal experience and your hidden potential right at the center of the universe. So after peeling back all these layers of myth and misunderstanding, we have to ask the big question: why is this 40-year-old document still capturing our imaginations so powerfully today?
When you put it all together, you realize the Gateway phenomenon isn't just one thing. It's like a perfect storm. It's got the thrill of a declassified government secret, the intrigue of Cold War paranoia, the weirdness of commercial spirituality, and it taps into that deep, timeless curiosity we all have about our own consciousness. And that really brings us to the final thought. Maybe this document isn't a gateway to other worlds, but the fact that so many of us want it to be, that deep, persistent desire to find a hidden door, what does that reveal about us? It's something to think about. And that's our look at the CIA's Gateway process.